Previous experience is not required. Many of you ask things like, well, what if I've never been a billionaire? What if I've never been in a relationship? What if I've never had something happen before? I've never experienced. How am I supposed to know what it feels like so I can imagine that I have it, blah, 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 blah. I got you. I so got you. A lot of you think that you have to be completely delulu, and you feel delulu when you're affirming something. Well, we're going to get into all of this in this video and more so that you guys can move into your desired version of yourself with conviction. How's that? So stay to the end. You're going to love it. Welcome. My name is Rose. Welcome to the Rosie Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart so you live a life that you love. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me or joining the Rosie Life course and community, where I show up live every Wednesday at 12 to answer your questions. If you guys like my lives on the video, you will love the Rosie Life course and community lives, because those are extremely interactive, like very interactive. Like, we get into questions in detail, and sometimes, and I've only done it a couple times on the public channel, the live, but it's not going to be a thing. It's just a spontaneous thing that I've done a couple times, and I don't know if I'll do it again. It's just too much moderating, and that's why I love the community, because I don't have to deal with any little trolls coming on there. And so I love the Rosie Life course community, and I'm dedicated to the people that have come into that community with me as well. So I love you guys all, and you guys are always, well, I love your comments, and I read them. I read all of your comments, and no one reads them for me. I read everything by myself, because there's no team. Okay, it's the Rosie Life team right here. So I read and respond to your comments. I read and respond to your emails. That's me. So I love it, and I do take the time to do that. And maybe one day I'll have somebody else helping me out. But right now, I'm doing it. So I see you guys, and I hear you, and I appreciate you guys so much for subscribing to the channel and helping the channel grow and sharing it with others to help the Rosie Life continue to grow. So let's get to the video, okay? And oh, one more thing. A lot of you have asked me about the Platinum program, my coaching program for 6 months that begins again in July. Currently, I'm a little over halfway through the first one, and it is amazing. I think half the people in the program so far already asked me they want to come back again because they love it so much. But if you are interested, I did move the date from July 1st to July 15th for a start date. I did that on purpose because in July there's going to be certain surprises that I'm going to be doing and giving away on the Rosie Life. So stay tuned for that. And there may or may not be. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything more because it won't be a surprise. So let's get to the video. So a lot of you have felt like what you're affirming feels fake or phony or delusional, right? This is why I say previous experience is not required. You don't need experience for anything. You don't need previous experience for anything that you're desiring to manifest. So most of your beliefs, you just soaked up as facts, okay? Most of the beliefs that everyone holds, you just soaked up as facts, or this is just how it is. And over here, I just said, what is it? Or who is it? Who's it? And I put a little face with confusion, like, who's it? This is how it is. It. Who's it? Anyway, you aren't going to remember them. You're not going to remember all of your beliefs, all of them, or why or where you learned them from. Nor is it necessary for you to go digging and remembering your beliefs. And why is this important with no experiences required? We're going to get to it. Stick with me. So why not dig? Why do you not have to dig up every single belief? Now, I do want to say that when I'm working one-on-one with my clients, that everybody has like these different backgrounds with different beliefs that they have. So it's quite easy for me to listen to someone, to hear their stories or their beliefs that they're telling themselves, and having someone reflect it back to you has been extremely powerful with my clients. And even when I had coaching, I felt it was so powerful, and because I didn't realize it. But I also want to tell you that it is not necessary, and I'm going to show you why. Because when you are aware that you cause your reality with your choices and assumptions, remember, you become aware that you are the one and only cause of your reality, that you're the only one thinking in your reality. No one else is assuming for you. Everyone is messengers showing you what you're thinking, showing you what you're believing, showing you what you're assuming you are. Do you see? Everyone is a messenger, and they're thinking too, but they're thinking what you're thinking about yourself, what you're thinking about them, what you're thinking about money, what you're thinking about everything. Do you see? They're messengers, but you're the only thinker. You're the thought leader in your reality. That's what's happening. So your reactions or triggers, okay, are showing you what you did not sign up for. That's why it feels bad. So your reaction or your triggers, when you say I get triggered, or when they said this to me, or when this thing happened, I felt nervous, I felt scared, I felt like defeated, I felt like I did something wrong, I felt like it's too late, I felt whatever your reaction or your triggers are, they're showing you what you did not sign up for. In other words, and that's why it feels bad. And why I say what you did not sign up for is because most of your beliefs you didn't even choose. You never chose those thoughts. You didn't just decide that you're going to do these things. So that's why they feel bad. Because if you knew that you were choosing beliefs, would you choose beliefs that feel awful? No. You thought that it wasn't a choice. You thought that they were just facts. Remember? My little board. You thought that they were just facts or how it is. Okay? So here's an example of the old version of you and the new version of you, potentially. This is just an example, okay? So here's an old version of you, or your beliefs growing up, or until you became knowledgeable or aware that you are who you really are, that you are not this limited being, that you are what occupies this limited being. So you could have beliefs of you have to work hard, that you're not worthy, you're not enough, or that you are missing something, or you're not lovable, you're not pretty or handsome, that you can get rejected, that people can just choose to not be with you, right? Or fear, there's anxiety, or that you're depressed, do you see that you have these fears, that you're just not enough, that you have to fight to get what you want. There's gazillions of beliefs. When I say there's so many, you don't even want to try to figure all of them out, okay? Because there's so many and you just accepted them as truth. But do you ever remember busting out a piece of paper, some little contract, signing, saying, yes, I approve and I agree to believe this? And I'm going to give you a little example. So I was talking to a client earlier today about this, that I'll use my mom as an example. She was a very big gift giver, okay? She loved buying stuff, just stuff. And she always wanted to be able to give somebody a present. She blamed it on her culture, and that's how she was raised. And so she kept doing it. But she would give and give, and she loved shopping for the gifts, and she never knew who it was going to be for. But she just liked to have stacks of gifts so that anytime anyone came over, she would give them a gift. However, while that was fun and cool and all, at the same time, when someone like her ex-husband, not my dad, but my stepdad, when he wouldn't give her a gift, she would feel really butthurt. And so she felt like because he wasn't giving her a gift, that he didn't love her and didn't care about her and didn't appreciate her. Yet she would try very hard to give him gifts, but he just didn't like stuff. He was just very content and didn't like shopping and didn't like stuff. And here she's showering him with gifts because that's how she saw herself as loving, right? I don't even think she was that aware, you guys. This is far beyond her awareness of what I saw, okay? But anyway, he wasn't interested, so to him it wasn't a big deal. But for her, it was a very big deal. So when he didn't buy her gifts, she took it as he doesn't love me, doesn't appreciate, doesn't care about me, doesn't prioritize me, whatever, right? And she would do this with us too, with the kids. And so she had this thing where she loved giving and she was doing it from her heart and she didn't expect it from people, but certain times she would get upset when she was forgotten. She felt forgotten, not loved. So when I would see that, sometimes I'd be like, yeah, that's not cool. He should totally, my stepdad, he should totally do something nice for her, should buy her something or whatever. Well, I grew up watching this, you guys. So now fast forward, I'm an adult and I started noticing that I was doing with my past relationship, my old version of myself, right? Is that she was doing the same thing. Very generous, very giving. And then she'd get hurt if I didn't receive a gift. Do you see how silly this is? And I thought, oh, if they give me a gift, that means they love and appreciate me. And if they don't give me a gift or a small gift or it's not something I like, then they don't care about me or they don't love me very much. Right? You see, I was using that thing that I noticed and saw my mother doing growing up, and I just absorbed it as truth. Never did anyone ask me or tell me that that was optional, that it wasn't true, that that was one way to look at it. I just saw it and it made logical sense what she was doing and what people weren't doing. I thought that's not cool. And that's what I learned. I absorbed it. I never said, yes, I agree to it. I just, like a little robot or a sheep, just ran with it. And even if it wasn't working for me, I felt misunderstood for so long because no one got me or they didn't understand where I was coming from. Do you see? And that's an old version of me. And however, once you're aware of who you are, that you don't need anything to feel anything, that's when I realized, I said, wait a minute. I am loved, appreciated, prioritized, cared for, remembered, all of those things. No matter what happens, no matter if I receive a gift, a hug, a call, a text, I am loved, I am appreciated, I am adored, no matter what. And then I thought, and I remember thinking this, I'm like, yeah, but I actually do like gifts. And I'm like, that's okay. But I am also the version of me that receives gifts. But now they're not connected. I still love receiving gifts. I still love giving gifts. But they don't mean more than just that they're a gift. Do you see? It is an exchange of love. But it's not. It doesn't mean that I'm not loved if I don't get a gift, and it doesn't mean that you're loved if I give you a gift. It just is something that I enjoy doing, and I don't need those to prove that I am loved, that I am accepted, that I'm worthy or prioritized or whatever. Do you see? So that belief I just picked up on, and I didn't realize I was doing it for years. So imagine all the other beliefs that you have, but I don't want you to think you have to go digging for them because they're obvious. They happen, and they're obvious when they happen when you're triggered. When you're triggered or you have a reaction, those reactions or those triggers, they're showing you that feeling, that intense feeling of anger or sadness or jealousy. It's showing you a belief that you've been hanging on to. It's something that you just assumed to be true, and then you just kept running with it. But now that you're aware, when you have the reaction or that triggering moment or whatever, remember, you didn't sign up for that belief. You didn't agree in some little contract that this is your truth now. You just thought it is what it is. You just thought that's how people are. That's how that is. They are. This is. You just thought it's just how it is. And if it makes logical sense, it just reinforces it even further that it's just how it is. And then you can get into a discussion with some people and you will defend, no, that's just how it is, because that's all you've known. Do you see? So now let's get to the juicy part. So this is the beliefs, let's say, all the beliefs that you've had, okay? But now you find out that you can choose. This whole time, you didn't know that you could choose. This whole time, you didn't know that all these beliefs are options, and now you do. So you're just like, okay, amazing, cool. All right, so life, okay, so here's like, now you're going from these beliefs to things like, these are just examples, and I wrote etc. because the list can keep going. Okay, but now you're having these, well, life is easy. I'm worthy. I'm enough. You know, I am love. I am whole. I'm not missing anything. I'm whole. I'm perfect. I am always wanted, etc. Okay, so now these are your new beliefs from I'm choosing. You're choosing these new beliefs. Before you were just going with it. And you're manifesting a life from these old beliefs that you did not choose. Okay, these were on autopilot. You weren't choosing these beliefs. And now that you're aware that that's all we're doing is choosing, that you're the only thing in your life, you're the only chooser in your life. No one else is choosing for you. No one is telling you that this is how it is. And if they are saying this is how it is, you still get to choose whether you believe it or not. Do you see? Even when the old beliefs show up, you're just like, well, that's a choice. I don't have to believe that. So, okay, so what happens is there's a difference. You have this identity that believes that you're these wonderful things or whatever it is that you're manifesting. But the difference is, okay, these are two different people. All right, these are two different people. So, of course, the new one feels delulu or fake or forced. You're not used to them. You're not used to thinking this way. The 3D has not reflected this back to you because this is where you've been. So the 3Ds, your life has been reflecting based off of these beliefs. And now all of a sudden you're saying new beliefs and you're just like, well, I've never experienced that stuff before. Well, I've never had that before. I've never felt that before. I've never seen that before. You're right, because this is where you've been. Do you see? So the 3D has not reflected that to you up until now. So the 3D is like, so you're like, rather, what the heck? What the heck are you saying? So your old version of you is listening. You're like, what is she saying? That's not true. This is true. What's she saying? This is where people feel like they're crazy or they're delusional or they're lying to themselves or they're forcing these things because you're so used to thinking from this old version of yourself that when you start declaring this new version of yourself, you're like, well, I've never seen the evidence of that. My whole life, people have said that that's not cool, that you shouldn't do that, I shouldn't want that. You see how, and so here you're assuming yourself to be a new version. Well, guess what though? The 3D can't show you anything that you don't accept for yourself as true first within, and you have to be the first one to accept it as true. The 3D is never going to accept it for you. It can't do your job for you. The 3D cannot reflect to you anything that you first don't accept for yourself. And remember, the reason why you struggle to feel like it's true or to feel like it's possible is because you've never experienced it before. And experience is not required. You don't need to have any previous experience on what these things feel like, look like, sound like, whatever like. You don't need that experience. You just need to be aware that you are the only chooser, thinker in your reality, and you get to choose and assume whatever and whoever you want to be. That's why you are declaring something that you've never experienced, that you've never seen or have had in your reality. That's right. The 3D, and the 3D doesn't ever get tired. I'm just making a joke, okay? But the 3D is going like, finally, do we get to do something else besides this? Finally, she or he, they're saying something new that we get to have fun with and play with now because we're like so over this. Okay, the 3D doesn't get tired, by the way. I'm just making a joke, right? But that's the 3D gets to reflect something new, but only until you accept it, because you're giving 3D permission by accepting it as true for you. And you're not going to feel like it's true or real or believe it or feel like you're going to feel like it's phony and all that stuff because you've never had it. And that's why we're here. We're here to experience things that we've never had. We're here to experience things that we've never seen. We're here to experience things that sound like miracles and magic to people. We're here to experience things in our life that maybe might be normal to someone else, but wasn't normal for me. Do you see? We're here to experience our power. We're here to experience that we're all that is. We're here to experience everything and anything that we want to. But The only thing is that you have to accept that you can experience it, and that the 3D can only show it to you once you've accepted it for yourself. Do you see? And acceptance is a choice. That's it. It's not a technique. It's not a fake it till you make it. It's choosing and remembering that I already have it. Everything's already done. Everything's already created. And I'm just choosing from those things. I'm choosing from the pool of all that is. It's all within me. And I get to choose any identity that I want to. And it doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like it's possible. But it doesn't matter, because that's not required. It's only required of me to choose whatever I want. And no one can tell me what to choose, because I'm the only chooser in my reality, and no one else gets to impede. No one can oppose me. No one can reject me. No one can go against me, because there's no one else thinking in my reality except for me. Do you see? So that's why it feels weird. So you just keep going. Keep going. My finger went all over there though. Keep going. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not, I promise you, you're not doing anything wrong. And the thing that people get caught up on is that they feel delusional. They're looking at reality and they think this is weird. This is not okay. Am I losing my mind? They think that they're doing all that, but you're not. You're not. Remember, you're the thought leader in your reality. You're the 3D leader in your reality. It can't move. It can't reflect anything to you until you've accepted it for yourself. And you don't, acceptance doesn't mean you have to feel it. It doesn't mean you have to believe it. It doesn't mean you have to see it. Acceptance is like, I am all choices. I am everything. I am all that is. And I don't even have to have proof of that. I just accept it as a truth. I just accept it as a truth, just like I do lots of other things in my life. It doesn't matter how big or small the acceptance of the things that I'm approving of or accepting. It is. Acceptance is acceptance, whether you accept that you have shoes or you don't, whether you accept that you have $1 billion or you don't. It doesn't matter. It only matters that you keep choosing. And remember, it doesn't have to feel any certain way. You just keep choosing, because once you choose the identity, you are in that, the identity is driving the bus, and you are that bus driver. But the thing is once you choose the identity, everything that's happening inside that bus, all those beliefs and assumptions, thoughts, inspired actions, all of that is in the back of the bus. All of it comes with it. The identity is the only thing that you can do. You can choose the identity, who you're being, and everything that comes with that identity, all the thoughts, the feelings, inspired actions, they're built into that identity. You're not even responsible for those. You are being guided out of an old identity and into the new identity. You're not even doing that. Just remember, I love this Rumi quote, if God is guiding your path, what is there to fear? You fear fear itself. You fear when you forget that you're not the one guiding the path. Do you see? You forget that you are the light. I am the light. I am the way. I am the truth. Your I am is doing all the guiding, all the work, is doing all the lighting up the path. You're only choosing who you want to be. So you want to remember just to back it up and say, there's nothing that I have to do. There's nothing that I am required to do. There's only me choosing who I want to be. After that, I do nothing. Absolutely nothing, because that identity will inspire you to take actions. That identity will have you thinking thoughts, will have you feeling feelings, but those aren't even doing, because it's being done through you. So it's not like you're just going to lay on the couch, right? That doesn't mean that you don't do nothing. It means you don't do nothing other than choose. And once you choose, the identity inspires you to take action. It inspires you to feel and think a certain way, but you're not doing it. What you're doing is trusting in your choice. You're loyal to your choice. That's what you're doing. You're being loyal. And the more that you focus on you and your part in this, that's all you're doing. everything comes back to you. That's it. All right. So I intend that this video was very helpful for a lot of you in understanding what your role is, and that there's no experience required, that all these beliefs, they're just telling you a bunch of old stories. Most of them you didn't even sign up for, and you don't have to go digging for them because they're literally showing up in your reactions, in your triggers, and how you're feeling. All of those things are just showing you what you believe, and you're like, you know what, I don't believe that. That doesn't belong to me. I don't know who the hell told me to believe that, but I don't believe it anymore. That doesn't work for me. That's not working for me anymore. I'm good. Do you see? Just like the gift thing with that I talked about with my mom, that example, that doesn't work for me. Hell no. No, I'm not going to allow some present to determine my worth, if I'm loved or appreciated or valued. Do you see how it's nonsensical when you start seeing your own beliefs? And it's easy because it happens in your reaction. All right. I love you guys so, so much. Again, thank you for liking the video. Thank you for sharing my content. And thank you for all the members on the membership channel. I love you guys all so, so much. And I'll see you soon because you're all so freaking amazing.